Hello everyone. On today's exciting episode, we will be flying from Beijing, China to Shanghai and fully experiencing Air China's business class. We'll start off with the business class check-in at the Beijing airport, then head into Air China's first class lounge. Next up, we'll see what boarding looks like, and once on board, we'll experience the in-flight service, followed by what's on the menu for the in-flight dining. And we'll wrap it all up by taking a look at China's largest city, Shanghai. But here's the question. This is the airline trusted to fly the Chinese president and top officials. Does it live up to the reputation in business class? Let's find out. Our flight to Shanghai today will take us 2 hours and 20 minutes. We will be on board Air China's famous A350-900. This aircraft will have business class, premium economy, and economy. Today we will be flying the highest level of service available on this aircraft, business class. And our seat will be right here, seat 18L. Let's get started. The Beijing airport is pretty cool and open with its high ceilings and lighting. Am I in a nice football stadium or an airport? The counters are spread out to provide great passenger flow throughout the terminal. Finding the Air China check-in counters isn't that bad with all the signs and Air China's large presence at the airport. You don't even need to speak Mandarin to find the Air China area. And there are plenty of Air China check-in counters. But today, we are flying business class, and that means we get an extra boost in service. We avoid the common check-in counters and head towards the premium check-in. The check-in may be premium, but my Mandarin is not. In broken Mandarin, we complete the process, and the kind employee reminds me that I have lounge access. More on that in a bit. Now it's time to go through security. This is a domestic flight, and so we go through the domestic departure gate. There are tables at the entrance for passengers to place their liquids in plastic bags and get one last chance at organizing their luggage. There is no physical check to access the first part of the domestic departures terminal, but there are a bunch of cameras pointing at your face as you walk through, so I made sure to smile. Below the escalator, there's a Harry Potter style sorting area for passengers to sift through. There are different security entrances depending on where you're going and your cabin of service. But we are flying business class today, so don't even think about looking at the economy entrances. The first and business class entrance is on the far left. An employee checks our credentials and lets us through. Security is similar to the States, without TSA pre-check. I got to keep my shoes on, but had to take out the laptop. Alright team, we made it past security. Right at the entrance was a sign for key points of the terminal. Eager to see the lounge, I can only see Air China First Class Business Class Lounge for now. And in that direction we go. The walk to the lounge is pretty short. Separated from the lower floor with an escalator ride is another sorting area, check-in style. After a quick glance of the boarding pass, our fate has been decided to the right. Here they do a more thorough check-in. What's nice is that by the time I had arrived to the lounge check-in, the gate had been assigned. The kind Air China employee took the time to write it on my boarding pass and let me know. But great news, we're in the first class lounge. The lounge is spacious with an open ceiling style, labeled with first class boarding throughout. Let's see what's on the menu. To start it off, we have steamed chicken buns, red bean bread and hot rolls, rice gruel and pork soup, apple and orange juice, ooh, bubbles, an assortment of meat and vegetable dishes, teas, yogurts and an assortment of chilled beverages, instant noodles, snacks and fruits, and desserts. Amenities in the lounge included an office area, showers, and a luggage area. While the lounge was busy, it didn't feel crowded. The lounge felt open. And I could also watch my favorite channel while eating, Air China's departure times. But as nice as the lounge was, it was time to head to our gate and leave for Shanghai. With an escalator ride down, we were back at the terminal level. The Beijing airport really is spacious and provides a great view as we head towards our gate. Gate CO8. Once boarding time came, so did a long line of eager passengers. But we can skip that line, we are flying business class today. Air China provides a separate boarding line for first and business class passengers. With a Mandarin hello and a boarding pass verification, we headed towards the plane. The jet bridge is cool, and I love seeing the Air China logo through the glass. On the plane, we are greeted by the lovely crew that directs us to our seat. Seriously, this flight crew is amazing, and I'd get along with them pretty well by the end of the flight. The extra care is shown here with being walked right to our seat. And here we are at our seat. At our seat we have amenities waiting for us. More on that in a bit. In front of us is a nice beautiful Inflight entertainment screen. To our left we have a light, electrical outlets, headphones, and a touchscreen remote. The outlet also has a USB port. Slightly to the right is a pre-placed water. To our left we also have buttons to control the seating and the lighting. To our slight left we have a clothes hook, with the safety card and reading materials to the slight left. And at our seat we also have retractable armrests. Behind us we have newspapers. And on top we have a digital seatbelt sign. Let's take a look at the amenities. At our seat is an official Air China pillow, a first class, business class blanket, slippers. The cabin is nice and calm, and boarding begins to wrap up. The crew wastes no time and begins passing out hot towels, followed by a pre-departure beverage of orange juice. Yes, please. It was pretty good. In front of us we also have a footrest area. The seat feels cozy and with a view. The Air China crew is incredibly efficient. We haven't even taxied yet, and the crew goes throughout the cabin to take each passenger's meal order. The cabin then fades into a cooler blue as we prepare to taxi towards the runway. Inside the cabin, the safety video begins to play. Ooh, cute pandas. I'm not sure if I was going to listen to the safety video briefing, but after seeing all these cute pandas, I am compelled. Slide away to safety, Mr. Panda. Outside we continue our taxi towards the runway, and then take off into the Beijing sky. Let's take a look at the in-flight entertainment screen. I really like this screen. It was big, bright, and with great resolution. My favorite feature being the map. On our way to Shanghai. The catalog was rich, with plenty of movies and media. To our left we have seat controls, like this button. Let there be light. Further to the left we have a really cool touchscreen remote. The remote serves as the entertainment screen junior. You can select movies, watch cute pandas, and watch with full playback controls. Meanwhile the in-flight service begins. They are on it. The friendly crew sets my tray table with a tablecloth, and another hot towel is handed out. The lights turn brighter for the first part of the meal service. Official Air China snack mix. Quite the tasty starting point. With my beverage of choice, of course, iced water. The main meal came up, and oh man was it good. The beef and rice was so good, and the fruits really hit the spot. The crew also made sure to keep my drink filled, and with branded Air China silverware. On the map we were getting closer to Shanghai. While the crew was busy clearing dinner, the pilots then announced to the cabin to prepare for our descent into Shanghai. I like how the cabin light dims as we get closer to Shanghai. Outside the ground gets closer, and closer, until we land in Shanghai. We then taxi to our gate, and are then greeted by employees waiting for the plane. Hello, Shanghai residents. Inside the cabin, the passengers begin to gather their belongings. The cabin lights brighten, and with a quick wait, we head out the plane. After a bye and a thank you in Mandarin to this really fun and talkative crew, we were off the plane, and in the Shanghai airport. It was quite a walk to get to the exit, but straightforward to follow the signs. I thought the terminal was pretty cool and gave me a different vibe than Beijing. Our flight landed later in the night, so I went straight to call a taxi. I used WeChat to call the taxi, or better yet, call a Didi. There was a lot to see in Shanghai. The Shanghai U Garden, water towns, which I gotta say, had some pretty cool boats. architecture built by the Europeans during their time in the city, the Bund with a great view of the Shanghai skyline, the Shanghai Bowl. Where have I seen a bowl in the financial area before? The Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation building, the iconic Nanjing Road, and delightful signs for tourists to read. Shanghai reminds us that it's a city where history and the modern don't just coexist, they dance together. From quiet traditions to dazzling skyscrapers, the city never fails to stir something inside of you. A reminder of why we travel in the first place. And with that, this wraps up the Beijing to Shanghai trip report. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think by leaving a comment below. All comments receive a personal response. Remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next flight. And until then, I'll see you in the next trip.